彝族的那个跳舞的，哇，这个非常好玩呐、他们邀我来啊，请我们来，就是跟他们那个一起跳，一起打鼓啊，非常好的。也是我是歌手，所以我非常喜欢看到那个这样的那个班，他们所有唱的这些非常努力的，我看到这样的是，我是很感动啊，因为我们在这个节目就是长征之路的节目，我们一边看到那个中国的历史啊，关于那个红军的历史还有我们也是有机会看到中国那个民族的跳舞，就是看他们的传统，这样这是非常好的，非常好的，真的我很感动了。
I think that's one thing that's sort of became clear here, is like you just said, is if the soldiers, it's kind of like we're doing the Changzheng, like every day we're in a different place.
Yep.
So we're obviously at a very small microcosm of what they went through. Is you are the idea is like you got to keep picking up and leaving, and like you said, the morale is something that's almost the most important thing. And up until here, it seems like they could have lost that morale if they had kept going on, of like crossing the rivers with 6 boats. So I guess we're going to move on from here and kind of see the new places. But it's interesting. It's like this whole process. It's fun when I started out doing this. You're just like, okay, we're gonna have like this adventure or whatever, and okay, ups and downs or whatever. But the more that we've been doing this, I'm kind of like they're talking about the spirit of the long march, and I think like although it's like politically we have our ideas about what we feel about the history and everything, right? But when you're kind of going through this, it's like perspective starts to come into place.
到这里来我们知道这个历史上移民和那个汉民，那个汉族和彝族有一个联盟，这个一个结盟所以我一听到这个，我知道为什么那个毛泽东还有那个红军会多一点胜利，因为他们知道怎么我一到那个移民的地方，他们知道不要用枪，不要说服他们。来那个跟红军在一起他们知道要尊重一点呢，要尊重彝人的历史、彝人的传统、彝人的文化。
Today, we on our long march show, on our long march journey, we are at a very important bridge, and it's called the Luding Bridge. The interesting thing about this is not only when you look around, the setting is absolutely beautiful, and the bridge has this old feeling to it, but the history here is actually really important in regards to not only the long march history and the history of the Red Army, but actually just from a military standpoint. This bridge, very specifically, was an important crossing that they got across, that the Red Army came across. It started off with, I believe, 22 soldiers that went across the bridge and sort of cleared the way. And as they were crossing the bridge, not only were they getting gunfire from the Kuomintang, from the White Army, but on top of that, if you look at the bridge right now, 用镜头就是看到那个桥的路头。So if you look at the bridge right now, basically, we're standing on these wood planks, okay? But we're standing on these wood planks now. When the Red Army was crossing this, they were getting gunfire, but they only had these chains, which was just absolutely insane. Because if you look out at the water, how fast it's flowing, and then you look below and you think like, this is really a high place. Trying to get across here with gunfire and only crawling on these chains it's almost insane, and you're like, how is it possible that they were able to do this? But you gotta see, these are brave guys, There's 还可以了 对不对？很危险的，对不对啊？哎呀 So I think everybody knows that about this, and so a lot of people I've seen, a lot of the Chinese people that have come here, you see that they actually really get emotional here. And I think regardless of your viewpoints about obviously war in general or the history of the Red Army, when you look at it and you just have to think on a human experience, on a human level, the bravery to have been able to do this, that they were so determined, is pretty amazing. It really is actually astounding. There's a reason why the Long March, just from a military standpoint, has been studied in military schools and in military strategy. So sometimes you just take a moment at a certain place like this and you just think about the history and at the same time look at the beautiful surroundings. And it's great. I'm actually really happy to be here and to be experiencing it. And the Long March has actually been difficult traveling for us, but not even close to what these guys went through.
我最喜欢的就是是自然的地方啊，所以你看到这样的这个自然的地方是，就是使我很感动，使我很放松的感觉，还有自然的感觉就是我可以几个小时留在这里就是看风景，看那个水就是在流啊。
So this time I get to speak a little bit of English because the Chinese it's really difficult. So a lot of the places that we visited are some of the more modern Chinese history. Personally, this is when we came into this. It's a Tibetan Buddhist. It's partly a museum. There's also right now we're sitting in a temple, which is a really special place. We got to meet with the man who owns the place and runs it, and he himself is a descendant of someone who's very highly revered in the Tibetan Buddhism, at least around here. It's really cool. In my travels in my life, I've been able to see and experience a lot of really cool things. One of the recurring places that I've been is to Tibetan Buddhist places. I was in Tibet several years ago and got to actually go through it and see some of the natural places and a lot of the pagodas. But there was never, we weren't able to do it sort of personally. You know, we were invited and you get to see things and take pictures, but because we're actually be able to visit with the person who, this is his place, and his ancestry, it was really cool. I never get bored, I guess you could say, with seeing some of that Tibetan style artwork, the Tanka paintings. They're just absolutely beautiful, and what's cool is that it's very hard to find one that is the same as another one. There's always a different story that's being told in the artwork, and I just love that. I love the colors. I own a few paintings that I bought years ago in Lhasa, and I have a carpet that I got in, what is it called? There's a place in Tibet also. But I really love it. I love seeing this part of Chinese culture. I wish there was more of it. I hope that as tourism builds here, and these places become more accessible, that we'll be able to have that, and more people, Western people, will be able to see it. I'm just happy to be here, having a great time.